Guests have arrived. Please keep silence. Please stand up. Please be seated. Good evening, everyone. Welcome all to this 137 years old, young and vibrant campus of Ferguson College. Today we are here for launch event of Deccan Education Society's Incubator, that is Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I can see in this gathering 4 pillars of incubation center, namely academicians, administrators, industry experts, and alumni present. Let's give a big round of applause to our chief guest, Dr. Nitin Karmarkar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. Let's give a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma, Chairman and Managing Director, SPL Technologies Private Limited. Put your hands together for our next guest of honor, Dr. G.P. Singh, Senior Vice President, Lupin Pharmaceuticals, Pune. Let's have another round of applause for our next guest of honor, Dr. Sushma Keskar, representative of Shejwakar family. We also have with us Dr. Sharad Kunte, Chairman, Council and Governing Body, Deccan Education Society, Pune. Shri Mahesh Athavale, Vice Chairman, Council and Governing Body, Deccan Education Society. Dr. Ravindra Singh Pardeshi, Principal, Ferguson College. And we also have Dr. Shikha Jain, Director, IMDR. We have Dhananjay Kulkarni, Secretary, Deccan Education Society. I once again welcome all the dignitaries, and now I request all of you to lighten the lamp. Simultaneously, we will have Saraswati Vandana. I request Dr. Anuradha Vag to sing Ya Kunden Dushar Haradhavala.
या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावर दण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा. Thank you.
I now request Dr. Ravindra Singh Pardeshi, Principal, Ferguson College, to give welcome address.
Thank you, Sanket. Good evening. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule Pune University, Professor Nitin Karmalkar, Honorable Chairman, Council and Governing Body, Dr. Sharat Kunte, sir, Vice Chairman, Shri Mahesh Athole, Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma, recipient of Atmanirbhar Award, alumnus of Ferguson, Dr. Girish Pal Singh, Senior Vice President of Lupin Pharmaceuticals, Dr. Sushma Keskar, Sri Dhananjay Kulkarni, Secretary, Deccan Education Society, Dr. Shikha Jain, Director, IMDR, all dignitaries of the dais, Vice Principals, Head of the Departments, teachers, and my dear students. Indeed, it is a pleasure to be in this very historic hall, which has seen the progress of our country and itself has contributed in a different ways. The Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, which we thought of starting in collaboration with IMDR, our sister concern, and that is how we thought the Ferguson College has got the basic sciences, arts, and therefore nowadays the students come up with many ideas. And if we tie up with IMDR, we always talk about collaboration mainly overseas, but this would be the one at very close contact, and we can develop in better way. And that is how, as Ferguson College, we have, of course, the UG, PG students, and therefore to have this kind of a center, and therefore we started first the Center for, Career Facility Center, through which the competitions are taken under innovation or even the hackathons and so many other things, and we get a very good overwhelming response. And therefore, we have thought of giving this so that we can have this center where the students can come, give their ideas, and therefore we also have been conducting the business, this idea competitions and so many things. We are getting very good response, and as we know, Ferguson College being located, having its rich heritage in excellence in higher education, and therefore we thought as Deccan Education Society, our mother institute or parent body, and that is how this has been supported by our honorable chairman. Their students, even as a DES in general, when I talk about schools, I would like to just make a mention. I will not take much of time. I know that the 3 students who have got Inspire award at the district level, state level, and national level from the schools, the Hindustan Antibiotic School, which is managed by DES, or even DES Datar Sendure School in Satara. Even the student who, they have also, two of students have filed their patents. And even one of our students, Ferguson College students, Jay Aherkar, who has contributed in the form of a startup, SAF Water, and that is how he has one, and his team, of course, the IBM code to 2021, and that is how of about $40,000. And this is how we know that this Ferguson College, which always tries to go for the betterment of the stakeholders in all respect, teachers are putting all efforts, and that is how we thought of establishing such center, and our parent body has supported in all this particular way. So I'm very happy. I will not go into the details because the following program would give the details, but once again, I welcome one and all and conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will now have felicitation of our guests. I request Dr. Sharad Kunte, Chairman, Council and Governing Body, Deccan Education Society, Pune, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Dr. Nitin Karmalkar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SPPU, Pune. I request Shri Mahesh Athavale, Vice Chairman, Council and Governing Body, Deccan Education Society, to felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma. I now request Dr. Shikha Jain, Director IMDR, to felicitate Dr. Sushma Keskar. I now request Dr. Ravindra Singh Pardeshi to felicitate Dr. G.P. Singh, Senior Vice President, Lupin Pharmaceuticals. We have one most special guest. Mrs. Usha Shejwakar, wife of management guru, late Dr. P.C.Shejwakar, is here with us. I request Professor Swati Zogrekar, Vice Principal, Ferguson College, to felicitate her. Thank you, ma'am. Now the moment has come we have all been waiting for. I request Dr. Nitin Karmalkar to inaugurate this incubation center by unveiling the webpage of Deccan Education Society's Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now that the new center is launched, let's understand Deccan Education Society's philosophy on entrepreneurship development. I request Shri Mahesh Athavale to explain this to us.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. It's my pleasure that today we are inaugurating this center formally. See, the concept was that we have a lot of hidden talent, and during the course of the program you will understand how our young boys and girls have invented new things. And therefore we thought it appropriate that let Ferguson and IMDR put their hands together and let us try to support this young generation so that they can convert their ideas into commercial ventures. So that's the whole concept. I believe all of you are aware. Just to put in brisk form, I am reminded of a Sanskrit couplet, why we are here. The objective is very much, would be obvious. Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anaushadham, ayogya purusho nasti, yojakas tatra durlabhaha. That means there is not a single word in this world which cannot be converted into mantra. There is not a single thing or a plant which cannot be used for medicinal purposes. Nasti moolam anaushadham. Ayogya purusho nasti. Nobody is useless. Everybody has some good thing in his. Problem is that we don't have a good coordinator. Yojakas tatra durlabhaha. We are trying to be a coordinator. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, sir. I now request my colleague, Dr. Devadatta Upasani, to come to the stage for introducing our chief guest, Dr. Nitin Karmalkar. Devadatta.
Good evening, all. It's indeed a pleasure to be giving you a brief about Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Nitin Karmalkar, who is also a teacher of mine in geology. Born in a small coastal village of Sindhururg district, Maharashtra, Professor Nitin Karmalkar obtained his BSc in 1980 from Rajaram College, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and MSc and PhD in 1984 and 86 from University of Pune. Professor Karmalkar has worked as a teacher, researcher, and academic administrator in a professional career spanning more than 28 years. Professor Karmalkar, a former head of the Department of Environmental Science and Department of Geology, is a well-known geoscientist in his field of specialization. He has made significant research contributions in the field of igneous petrology, geochemistry, environmental geology, and specializes in studying the high altitude ophiolites from the Himalayas and the Deccan Traps. He is also the recipient of the Professor C. Naganna Gold Medal of the Mineralogical Society of India, Mysore, towards his contributions in the field of alkaline magnetism of the Kutch region, Gujarat. He has successfully guided 4 PhDs, published 61 research papers in national and international journals, and edited 3 research volumes and written several articles in Marathi for the popularization of the science. Professor Karmalkar is actively involved in academics and research, along with constantly guiding various facets of academia, being a part of the member of Board of Studies and Research and Recognition Committees for Geology and Environmental Science. Over the years, he has strongly shouldered various administrative duties, including coordinator of IQAC cell, member of Central Purchase Committee, member of Senate, member of Alumni Association, placement and corporate relations cell of Savitribai Phule Pune University. Professor Karmalkar has taken over as the Vice Chancellor of Savitribai Phule Pune University on 18th May 2017. Since then, he has brought in a number of changes in the university. Credit system has been developed, research infrastructure is being strengthened, sub-centers are being strengthened, and skill development center also has been strengthened. The university has launched Savitribai Phule Pune University Postdoctoral Fellowship program under his able guidance. Professor Karmalkar was instrumental in envisaging and successfully establishing its own educational technology company, SPPU EduTech Foundation, so as to integrate and consolidate all activities and expedite the automation in a better, professional and cost-effective manner. Under his leadership, SPPU has established Research Park Foundation, a Section 8 company to promote research-based entrepreneurship as well as providing co-location facilities to industry for research development. Under the leadership of Professor Karmalkar, SPPU has progressed to the 591 to 600 slots in the recently announced QS World 2021 ranking. This is a magnificent leap of nearly 200 ranks in the last 2 years itself. HRD's National Institutional Ranking Framework has ranked SPPU at 11th position among the Indian universities under his guidance. Professor Karmalkar had also been appointed as the chairman of Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences, Lucknow by the central government's Department of Science and Technology for a period of 3 years. And recently, this tenure has been extended for another 3 years. Maharashtra Vigyan Vardhini, a parent organization of Agharkar Research Institute, Pune, has nominated Professor Karmalkar as the vice president of the institute for a period of 3 years. Professor Karmalkar had also been appointed as acting vice chancellor of the Maharashtra University of Health Sciences. This is really a very, very brief account of his really illustrious career. So, sir, it is indeed a very great pleasure to have you at this inaugural function. Thank you.
What an amazing work, achievements, and contribution to the academics, sir. I now request Dr. Nitin Karmalkar to give his keynote address.
नमस्कार. मागच्या रविवारी आपण मराठी भाषा दिन साजरा केला आणि बरीच जी काही निवेदनं आपण राष्ट्रपतींना पाठवते, अभिजात भाषेचा दर्जा मराठीला मिळावा, त्याच्या विपरीत आपण माझ्या मते कार्यक्रमामध्ये इंग्रजीमध्ये बोलतो. आणि ते सुद्धा फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजमध्ये, ज्याची सुरुवात राष्ट्रीय शिक्षणासाठी लोकमान्य टिळकांनी केली. त्यामुळे सर्व दिलगिरी व्यक्त करून मी मराठीत बोलणार आहे. मंचावर उपस्थित संस्थेचे अध्यक्ष आदरणीय कुंटे सर, उपाध्यक्ष आठवले सर, कॉलेजचे प्रिन्सिपॉल परदेशी सर, शेजवलकरांच्या नावासाठी आपण सुरू केलेलं हे जे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेव्हलपमेंट किंवा इन्क्युबेशन सेंटर आहे, आणि त्यानिमित्त उपस्थित केसकर कुटुंबीय आणि शेजवलकर कुटुंबीय, IMDच्या प्राचार्य, आणि या ओकेजनला आपल्याला सर्वांना प्रबोधन करण्यासाठी इंडस्ट्रीमधले उपस्थित शर्मा सर आणि सिंग सर आणि प्रेक्षकगृहात उपस्थित अनेक नामांकित आणि मला असं वाटतं की बरेचसे त्यातले अलुमिनी आहेत यातले, आणि विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, अत्यंत आनंद देणारा हा कार्यक्रम आहे. शिक्षणाची परिभाषा बदलत निघालेली आहे आणि शिक्षणाबरोबरच व्यवसायामध्ये प्रमोशन देण्याच्या दृष्टीनं, व्यवसाय वृद्धिंगत करण्याच्या दृष्टीनं जी आपली राष्ट्रीय पातळीवर जी पॉलिसी आहे, स्टँडअप इंडिया, स्टार्टअप इंडिया, त्याला अनुसरून आणि त्याचप्रमाणे जे नवीन शैक्षणिक धोरण आलेलं आहे त्याला अनुसरून आज आपण या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरचं मला असं वाटतं की उद्घाटन करतोय. आज विद्यार्थी शिक्षण घेत असताना अनेकविध ज्या समस्या आहेत त्या समस्यांवर चांगल्या प्रकारचा विचार करून या समस्या सोडवण्याच्या दृष्टीनं अनेक उपाययोजना वेगवेगळ्या माध्यमातून देऊ शकतो याची खात्री असल्यामुळं ह्या संकल्पनांना कुठेतरी प्रेरित करण्याच्या दृष्टीनं आणि समर्पक असं त्यांना मार्गदर्शन मिळण्याच्या दृष्टीनं मला असं वाटतं की इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरची अत्यंत गरज फक्त फर्ग्युसनपुरतं मर्यादित नाही, सर्व कॉलेजेसमध्ये सुरू करणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. आणि अशीच पॉलिसी आपल्या केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडळाने पारित केलेली आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये प्रत्येक कॉलेजमध्ये किमान एक इन्क्युबेशन काउन्सिल असावं अशा पद्धतीनं धोरण निश्चित केलेलं आहे आणि त्या धोरणाला अनुसरून आपण या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरचं उद्घाटन करतो आहे. आज विविध समस्यांवर आपण काम करतो आहे आणि ज्या आपल्याला जीवाभावाच्या आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये 2, 3, 4 म्हणजे सावित्रीबाई फुले पुणे विद्यापीठामध्ये आपण SPPO रिसर्च पार्क फाउंडेशन म्हणून जी एक सेक्शन 8 कंपनी निर्माण केली, एक स्पेशल पर्पज व्हेकल म्हणून, त्याच्यामध्ये 5 व्हर्टिकल्सवर आपण काम करतो आहे आणि मला असं वाटतं की ते अत्यंत विचार करून आम्ही ठरवलं. त्याच्यामध्ये इंडस्ट्रीची पार्टनरशिप होती, अनेक लोकांबरोबर चर्चा विनिमय करून जे 5 व्हर्टिकल्स ठरवली की फोकस एरियाज काय असल्या पाहिजेत इन्क्युबेशनमध्ये. तर त्याच्यामध्ये सर्वात महत्त्वाचं म्हणजे पाणी आणि पाण्याच्या संबंधित काम, मग त्याच्या अनेक ज्या समस्या आहेत डिस्ट्रीब्युशनच्या असतील, पोल्युशनच्या असतील, त्या संबंधित काम आणि त्या संबंधित संशोधन आणि संशोधनाबरोबरच उपाययोजना. दुसरा जो आपण अत्यंत जिव्हाळ्याचा विषय आपल्याला जो आहे तो ॲग्रिकल्चर, पाण्याशी संबंधित असलेलं शेती व्यवसाय आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा अत्यंत मूलभूत अशा सुधारणा करणं गरजेचं आहे आणि त्या दृष्टीनं प्रॉडक्टिव्हिटी आणि एफिशियन्सी या दोन्ही गोष्टीच्या संबंधात काय काम करता येईल, त्यामुळे ॲग्रिकल्चर हे दुसरं फील्ड ठेवलेलं आहे. तिसरं जे आहे ते आपण कोविडच्या या काळामध्ये पाहिलं की आपली जी हेल्थ केअर सिस्टीम आहे ती अत्यंत वनरेबल ठरली आणि त्यामुळे हेल्थ केअर संबंधित अनेक गोष्टी आपण करू शकतो आणि विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये खूप चांगल्या संकल्पना असतात ज्याला आपण म्हणतो आयडियाज, ते आयडिएशन आणि त्याचं मेंटॉरिंग आणि मग त्याच्यामध्ये जे काही तयार होईल त्याला इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर मिळवून देणं, अशी ती इकोसिस्टम आहे. चौथा जो आहे तो इलेक्ट्रिकल मोबिलिटी आणि 5वा जो आहे तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स. अशा 5 साधारणपणे फोकस एरियावर आपण काम करतो आणि फर्ग्युसनमध्ये सुद्धा मला असं वाटतं की काही फोकस एरिया ठरवून जर काम केलं तर जास्त चांगल्या प्रकारचं काम होऊ शकतं आणि त्यामुळं आज आपण इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरचं उद्घाटन केलेलं आहे आणि मला असं वाटतं की मंचावर उपस्थित जे इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये काम करणारे लोक आहेत ते निश्चित आपल्याला यासंबंधी निश्चित मार्गदर्शन करू शकतील. त्यातले एक जण ते आपलेच अलुमन आहेत आणि आत्मनिर्भर भारत म्हणून जी काही संकल्पना मोठ्या प्रमाणात राबवली जाते, पुन्हा एकदा या संकल्पनेची सुरुवातसुद्धा याच कॉलेजमधून टिळकांच्या काळामध्ये झाली आणि त्यानंतर स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकरांनी ती पुढे नेली. त्यामुळे आपण नवीन काय करत नाही, 100-125 वर्षापूर्वी जी स्वप्न त्यांनी बघितली त्याला कुठेतरी मूर्त स्वरूपात आणण्याच्या दृष्टीनं आपला सर्व प्रयत्न चाललेला आहे. आणि तो विचारच तसा महत्त्वाचा होता. आपल्याला सर्वांनाच माहिती आहे की मॅकॉलेनी लिहिलेली मिनिट्स 1836ची, आणि ज्याच्यामध्ये जे शिक्षण दिलं जायचं त्या शिक्षणाचा आपला तसा काही संबंध नव्हता, त्याच्यात राष्ट्रीयत्व काही नव्हतं. त्याच्यामध्ये इंग्रजी राज्यवटीसाठी त्यांच्या कामासाठी गुलाम बनवण्याच्या दृष्टीनं ती शिक्षण पद्धती आलेली होती, आणि त्याच्यातूनच या कॉलेजची निर्मिती झाली म्हणायला हरकत नाही. की लोकमान्य टिळकांना ते जाणवलं. ते म्हणाले की हे शिक्षण जे दिलं जातं त्याच्यामध्ये रक्तानं आणि शरीरानं, हा तर भारतीय आहे पण विचारानं तो संपूर्ण विदेशी किंवा इंग्रजी सत्तेला काम करण्यासाठी हे मनुष्यबळ निर्माण केलं जातं. आणि त्यामुळं 1880ला डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीची स्थापना, न्यू इंग्लिश स्किलचं येणं, आणि त्यानंतर 1885ला फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजची निर्मिती, आणि त्या उद्दिष्टांना पुढे नेण्याच्या दृष्टीनं आज आपण ह्या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरची निर्मिती इथे केलेली आहे. इन्क्युबेशनमध्ये आपण जे काही इनोव्हेशन्स वेगवेगळ्या विषयात करत असतो, बऱ्याच वेळेला पाहिलेलं आहे की विद्यार्थ्यांना खूप चांगल्या संकल्पना असतात, आयडियाज असतात, पण त्यांना ज्याला आपण म्हणतो की एक प्रकारची इकोसिस्टम क्रिएट करणं गरजेचं असतं, ज्याच्यामध्ये त्यांना चांगलं मार्गदर्शन मिळेल. बऱ्याच वेळेला जेव्हा एखाद्या गोष्टीवर तो काम करत असतो तेव्हा शॉप ॲक्ट लायसन्ससाठी सुद्धा त्यांनाच पळायचं, किंवा इतर ज्या परमिशन्स असतात त्यासाठी सुद्धा त्यांनाच जायचं. याच्यापेक्षा अशी इकोसिस्टम ज्याच्यामध्ये ह्या सर्व गोष्टींचं काळजी इतर लोक घेतील, आणि जेणेकरून जे त्याला काय करायचं आहे, त्याचं जे ध्येय आहे ते पुढे नेण्याच्या दृष्टीनं त्याचं संपूर्ण फोकस त्या विषयावर राहील, आणि तशा प्रकारचं तो काम करेल. आणि हे करत असताना नुसतं त्याला सपोर्ट सिस्टीम जी आहे त्या सपोर्टमध्ये त्याला मार्गदर्शनाची गरज आहे. आणि साधारणपणे कॅम्पसमध्ये विविध विषयाचे शिक्षक चांगल्या पद्धतीनं काम करत असतात, संशोधनही चाललेलं असतं, ते शिक्षक त्याला मार्गदर्शन करू शकतात. त्याचप्रमाणे ज्याला आपण हॅकॅथॉन म्हणतो, ज्याच्या माध्यमातून या सर्व कल्पना ज्या ऐकल्या जातात, आणि त्याला आपण बूट कॅम्प्स असं एक नवीन शब्द वापरला जातो, ज्याच्यामध्ये इंडस्ट्रीचे लोक येऊन कशा पद्धतीनं काम केलं पाहिजे आणि काय उणीव आहेत, आणि उणीवर काम करण्याच्या दृष्टीनं काय विचार आपण केला पाहिजे, तसे बूट कॅम्प्स करणं गरजेचं असतं. त्याच्यातून मग एक संकल्पना जी आपल्याला वाटते की ही मूर्त स्वरूपात येऊ शकेल, अशा संकल्पनेला आपण ऑन पेज घेतो, आणि मग पुढे त्याला लागणारी संपूर्ण जी मदत आहे त्या मदतीमध्ये इव्हन फायनान्शियल सपोर्टसुद्धा अपेक्षित आहे. आणि त्यामुळं ज्याला आपण व्हेंचर कॅपिटल असं म्हटले, अनेक एंजल पार्टनर्स आपल्याला बरोबर घ्यावे लागतात, ज्याच्या माध्यमातून मला असं वाटतं की या विद्यार्थ्यांना जी काही सीड फंड लागणार आहे ते सुद्धा त्याला प्रोव्हाइड केलं पाहिजे. आणि ते झाल्यानंतर जेव्हा एक संपूर्ण त्याची आयडिया ट्रान्सलेट होते एखाद्या प्रॉडक्टमध्ये, तर प्रॉडक्ट स्केलअप करण्याच्या दृष्टीने पुन्हा इंडस्ट्री बरोबर असणं गरजेचं असतं. त्यामुळं ही एक संपूर्ण सिस्टीम ज्याच्यामध्ये इंडस्ट्री कनेक्ट खूप महत्त्वाचं आहे. आपण बऱ्याच वेळा आपल्या सिलेबसमध्ये म्हटलेलं आहे की अकॅडमी इंडस्ट्री इंटरॅक्शन असली पाहिजे, सिलेबस बनवताना आपण इंडस्ट्रीला कुठेतरी विचारात घेतलं पाहिजे. ऑन पेपर सगळ्या गोष्टी असतात, इंडस्ट्री माणूस येत पण नाही कधी आपल्याकडे, आणि परस्पर ते कधीतरी ते सिलेबस फिरवलं जातं आणि ते सिलेबस येतं. आणि मग जेव्हा आपल्याला जाणवतं की जेव्हा विद्यार्थी जेव्हा बाहेर पडतो ग्रॅज्युएट होऊन, तर इंडस्ट्रीकडनं जे ऐकायला मिळतं की मुलगा चांगला आहे, चुणचुणीत आहे, हुशार आहे, पण आम्हाला जे पाहिजे त्याच्याकडं नाही आहे. तर त्याला जे पाहिजे इंडस्ट्रीला ते जर आपल्याला समजून घ्यायचं असेल तर इंडस्ट्रीबरोबर सातत्यानं काम करणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि ते करत असताना वेगवेगळी मापदंड आपल्याला करावे लागतील, एकच मापदंडाने सगळ्यांना मोजता येणार नाही. मला नेहमी आश्चर्य वाटायचं की इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये 25 वर्षाचा अनुभव आहे, पण त्याला रिसर्च गाईड जर व्हायचं असेल तर त्याला 5 पब्लिकेशन पाहिजेत आणि तो PhD असला पाहिजे. तर हा मापदंड जर इंडस्ट्रीला लावला तर तो इंडस्ट्रीवाला आपल्याकडे काय येईल. आणि त्यामुळं मागच्या अकॅडमिक काउन्सिलमध्ये आपण त्याच्यावर निर्णय घेतला की आपण त्या बाबतीत विचार करू, प्रत्येक केस बाय केस आपण त्याचा अभ्यास करू, आणि असं ज्याचा 20-25 वर्षाचा अनुभव आहे आणि चांगल्या पद्धतीनं त्यानं काम केलेलं आहे तो जो काम आहे तोच त्याची क्रेडेन्शियल्स म्हणून आपण पकडू आणि त्याला संशोधनामध्ये उत्तेजन मिळण्याच्या दृष्टीनं त्याला गाईडशिप किंवा ज्याला आपण मेंटॉरशिप देऊ अशा पद्धतीनं आपण एक विचार केलेला आहे. आणि ही संकल्पना मी फक्त माझ्या इतपत मर्यादित ठेवलेली नाही. जेव्हा राष्ट्रीय पातळीवर जे एज्युकेशन सेक्रेटरी आहे त्यांच्याबरोबर माझी 7 तास चर्चा झाली ऑनलाईनमध्ये. पहिल्या दिवशी 3 दिवस. आणि त्यांना जाणवलं की सगळ्याच गोष्टी आपण बोललो नाही, तर उद्याचा दिवस पुन्हा द्याल का? मी म्हटलं देतो. आणि त्यावेळेला मी त्यांना सांगितलं की सगळे इवन बीवॉक्ससारखे प्रोग्राम आपण सुरू करत असताना कुठेतरी कंपल्शन असलं पाहिजे की त्याच्यामध्ये इंडस्ट्री कुठेतरी सरफेस झाली पाहिजे. मी काहीतरी माझ्या डोक्यात सुपीक डोक्यात काहीतरी कल्पना येते आणि ती पुढे नेण्याच्या दृष्टीनं आपण बीवॉक कोर्सेस सुरू करतो. नंतर ज्या अडचणी येतात की त्याला जे इंटर्नशिप मिळाले पाहिजे, ज्याला जे एक्सपिरियन्शियल लर्निंग ज्याला आपण म्हणतो ते त्याला मिळालं पाहिजे. आणि त्यासाठी इंडस्ट्रीची आपल्याला गरज भासते. आणि मग इंडस्ट्री कोणी आजवलं नसते आपल्याला. पुण्यामध्ये इनफॅक्ट ह्याच गोष्टीचा विचार करून पुणे नॉलेज क्लस्टर ही संकल्पना कोविडच्या काळामध्ये आली. आणि नीती आयोगाने माझ्या मते भारतामध्ये जी 5 शहरं निवडली ज्याला ही क्लस्टरची संकल्पना देण्यात आली त्यात पुणे आहे. पुणे, बेंगलोर, दिल्ली, कलकत्ता आणि चेन्नई अशी 5 आहेत. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये प्रयत्न हा होता की व्हिजिबिलिटी देणं मोठ्या प्रमाणात. कोणाला देणं? अकॅडमिशियन्स तर आलेच पाहिजे, इन्स्टिट्यूट एकत्र आल्याच पाहिजे, त्याचबरोबर इंडस्ट्री बरोबर आली पाहिजे. आणि जे कन्सोर्शियम त्यातून निर्माण झालं, जवळजवळ आज 50 इंडस्ट्रीज आणि 50 जवळजवळ अकॅडमिक इन्स्टिट्यूट एकत्रित काम करत आहेत. कोविडच्या काळामध्ये सुद्धा ज्या काही आपल्याला विविध समस्यांना सामोरं जावं लागलं, अगदी छोटी गोष्ट होती की कोविडचा प्रादुर्भाव नॉर्मली आपल्या फुफ्फुसावर होतो आणि त्यामुळं नॅचरल जो श्वासोच्छ्वास आहे तो करणं अवघड जातं. त्यासाठी व्हेंटिलेटरची आवश्यकता असते. आणि ही व्हेंटिलेटरची जी संख्या होती जेव्हा कोविड सुरू झाला ती साधारणपणे 1 लाखच्या आसपास. आणि हे मी महाराष्ट्राचं बोलत नाही, संपूर्ण भारताचं बोलतो आहे. आणि आपली पॉप्युलेशन आहे 130 करोड लोक. आणि जेव्हा मॅथमॅटिकल मॉडेलिंग सुरू झालं आणि पहिलं जे मॉडेलिंग बरंचसं जे आलं आहे परदेशातून आलं, त्यावेळेला भयभीत करणारे आकडे पुढे आले होते की भारतामध्ये कोविडचा प्रादुर्भाव इतका असेल, साधारणपणे 1.5 ते 2 कोटी लोक आपण गमावू. हे जेव्हा मला दाखवलं तेव्हा म्हटलं तू प्रेसला जाऊ नको, त्याच्या आधी आपण थोडंसं एकत्र बसू. आणि मग त्यावर काम केल्यानंतर ठरलं की हे बाहेरचं कुठलं जे आहे ते न घेता आपण ह्याच्यावर स्वतः काम करावं. आणि त्या काळामध्ये मग मी त्याला विचारलं, मी जिओलॉजीचं आहे, दगडात काम केलेलं आहे आणि त्यामुळं मला ह्याची फार जाणीव नव्हती. तर मी त्याला विचारलं आहे मॉडेलिंगसाठी आपल्याला काय लागणार आहे? तो म्हटलं मोठ्या प्रमाणात क्लिनिकल डेटा लागेल आपल्याला. आणि क्लिनिकल डेटा ॲक्सेस करणं खूप तसं अवघड असतं, कारण प्रत्येकाची ती अत्यंत ज्याला आपण गोपनीय असा तो डेटा असतो. आणि त्यामुळं त्या काळामध्ये जेव्हा संपूर्ण टाळेबंदी होती त्या काळामध्ये कॉर्पोरेशनमध्ये नंतर सगळे जे कमिशनर होते, डिव्हिजनल कमिशनर असेल, म्युन्सिपल कमिशनर असेल, नंतर डीन जे आपले ह्याचे BJ मेडिकलचे, या सगळ्यांशी एकत्रित बसून आम्हाला हा डेटा हवा आहे आणि त्याच्यापासून आम्ही मॉडेलिंग सुरू करतो. आणि पहिलं मॉडेलिंग आपल्या इथून सुरू झालं, जे अत्यंत राष्ट्रीय जो डेटा होता त्या डेटाच्या माध्यमातून त्याची सुरुवात झाली. आणि जे काही टी व्हीवर तुम्ही त्या काळात पाहत होता की हा ग्राफ वर चढतो आहे, हा फ्लॅटन कर केव्हा होणार आहे, किंवा ज्या वेगवेगळ्या संकल्पना आल्या कंटेनमेंट झोन, मायक्रो कंटेनमेंट वगैरे, हे सगळं आपल्या पुण्यातनं निर्माण झालं. आणि हे PMCच्या माध्यमातून, पुणे नॉलेज क्लस्टरच्या माध्यमातून आलं. आणि मग ठरलं की आपण सिरॉलॉजिकल सर्वे करू. मग सिरॉलॉजिकल सर्वे करत असताना त्याची जी संपूर्ण खर्च होता तो खर्च मला सांगायला आनंद वाटतो की असं संपूर्ण इंडस्ट्रीने उचलला. पर्सिस्टंट इंडस्ट्रीनी ह्याचं संपूर्ण हे घेतलं. आणि आपलं मनुष्यबळ, आपले विद्यार्थी असतील, आपले शिक्षक असतील, हे प्रत्यक्षरित्या काम करतात. सिरॉलॉजिकल सर्वे म्हणजे काय की हा जो विषाणू आहे ह्याचा प्रादुर्भाव अक्रॉस द लेंथ अँड ब्रेडथ ऑफ ह्या पुण्याच्या कशा भागामध्ये तो कसा पसरतो आहे, कुठल्या भागात जास्त आहे, कुठे डेथ रेट जास्त आहे वगैरे वगैरे. तर तो कळण्याच्या दृष्टीनं प्रत्येक सॅम्पल कलेक्ट करणं. आणि त्यातून अनेक संकल्पना पुढे आल्या. व्हेंटिलेटरची निर्मिती असेल, मी त्यावेळेला व्हॉट्सअपवर बऱ्याच विद्यार्थ्यांशी कनेक्टमध्ये होतो. आणि जेव्हा मला लक्षात आलं की व्हेंटिलेटर कमी आहेत तर आपण निर्माण करू शकू का, तुम्हाला विद्यार्थ्यांना विशेषतः मला आवर्जून सांगावं वाटतं की आपलाच एक विद्यार्थी पुढे आला, तो म्हटला मी करू शकतो. तर म्हटलं काय लागेल तुला, तर मला म्हणा पहिली सगळ्यात मला गोष्ट लागणार की टाळेबंदी आहे, मला कुठे जाताच येत नाही, ती परमिशन तुम्ही पहिली काढून द्या मला. आपले जे CP होते कमिशनर ऑफ पोलीस व्यंकटेश म्हणून, डॉक्टर व्यंकटेश, त्यांच्याकडे मी फिजिकली त्याला घेऊन गेलो, त्याला तो पास दिला आणि मग ती स्पेशल गाडी म्हणून ती फिरत होती. आणि करत असताना मग सातत्यानं माझ्या लक्षात आलं की व्हेंटिलेटर निर्माण करणं हे फक्त मेकॅनिकल इंजिनिअरिंग किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंजिनिअरचं काम नाही आहे, तर त्याच्यामध्ये हा मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी प्रोजेक्ट आहे. ह्याच्यामध्ये डॉक्टरसुद्धा तेवढ्याच प्रमाणात इन्व्हॉल्ड असले पाहिजेत, कारण जी हवा किंवा जे ऑक्सिजन आपण देतो त्याचा व्हॉल्यूम काय असला पाहिजे, त्याचं प्रेशर काय असलं पाहिजे, कशा पद्धतीने तो इंजेक्ट केला गेला पाहिजे, ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी. आणि मी सातत्यानं त्याच्याबरोबर त्यावेळेला ससूनमध्ये बसायचो आणि त्या काळामध्ये ते काम पाहिल्यानंतर लक्षात आलं की एखादी गोष्ट डेव्हलप करण्यासाठी किती आपल्याला मोठ्या प्रमाणात काम करावं लागतं. जवळजवळ वर्ष, सव्वा वर्ष त्यानं काम केलं. त्याच्यानंतर क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स त्याच्या सुरू झाल्या. मग त्याच्यात मग आपल्या सरकारी इस्पितळांना नाही म्हणून सांगितलं, मग KEमध्ये केलं. FDAचं त्याला क्लिअरन्स असावं लागतं, तोपर्यंत त्याचं प्रोडक्शन सुरू होत नाही. तर ह्या सगळ्या ज्या विवंचना असतात, या विवंचनेतून त्या विद्यार्थ्याला त्यानं फक्त तेवढंच कॉन्सन्ट्रेट केलं पाहिजे, जे बनवायचं आहे, जे त्याला सुचलेलं आहे त्याच्यावर काम करण्या इतपत त्याला पूर्ण स्वातंत्र्य मिळालं पाहिजे. आणि इतर ज्या गोष्टी आहेत त्यांचा संपूर्ण विचार या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरच्या माध्यमातून झाला पाहिजे. मग पेटंटिंग असेल, त्याला लागणारी मदत असेल, इतर गोष्टी असतील, FDAचं लायसन्स असेल. आज मला सांगायला आनंद वाटतो की जवळजवळ 2 वर्षांनी ही मी सांगतो आहे, ही साधारणपणे जेव्हा लॉकडाऊन झाला आपला, आज 2 वर्ष या मार्चमध्ये पूर्ण होतील. 22 का 23 मार्चला आपण लॉकडाऊन घेतला. 6 महिन्यापूर्वी त्याचा प्रॉडक्ट ॲक्च्युली मार्केटमध्ये आला. आणि नुसता मार्केटमध्ये आला नाही तर नेटल, म्हणजे ज्याला आपण लहान मुलांसाठी नॉन इन्व्हेजिव्ह असं व्हेंटिलेटरची निर्मिती केली आणि त्याची कॉस्ट आहे 40 ते 45,000 रुपये. आणि आज मोठ्या प्रमाणात हा आपण व्हेंटिलेटर परदेशामध्ये देतो. तर हे बघताना इतकं मनाला आनंद वाटतो की आपलाच विद्यार्थी जर त्याला व्यवस्थित मार्गदर्शन मिळालं आणि जी संपूर्ण त्याला जी काही सुविधा आपण जर निर्माण करू दिली, तर मला असं वाटतं की या विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये ते पोटेन्शियल आहे, या विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये त्या संकल्पना आहेत. त्यांना जेव्हा मिळत नाही तो प्लॅटफॉर्म मिळत नाही, आणि तो प्लॅटफॉर्म क्रिएट करण्याचं काम आज फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजने केलेलं आहे. आणि त्याबद्दल मी मनस्वी फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजचे आभार मानतो आणि त्याचं स्वागतही करतो. एकतर ॲटॉनॉमस इन्स्टिट्यूट म्हणून ऑलरेडीच आपल्याला दर्जा मिळालेला आहे, पण ही ॲटॉनॉमी त्या विद्यार्थ्यालाही काम करताना मिळाली पाहिजे. आणि मग सेक्शनेट कंपनी क्रिएट का केली, मला बऱ्याच लोकांनी, पत्रकारांचे प्रश्न होते की आता विद्यापीठ काय धंदा करत फिरणार का, 3 कंपन्या काढल्यात, करमळकर 3 ठिकाणी डायरेक्टर आहेत, कदाचित त्यांनी स्वतःची सोय करून घेतली रिटायरमेंटनंतर तिथे कायम स्वरूपात राहायची. तर मुळामध्ये त्या कार्यकाळापुरताच तो डायरेक्टर असतो, नंतर तो बाहेर जातो आणि मे महिन्यात मी सगळीकडून बाहेर होईल. आणि याची खात्री जेव्हा त्यांना दिली, आणि ह्या कंपन्यांची गरज काय आहे, कारण आपलं जे ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेशन असतं ते अत्यंत स्लो असतं आणि त्या स्लोपेक्षा जास्त आपली एक मराठी साधारणपणे हे असते मानसिकता की कोण पुढे जातो आहे तर त्याचा पाय ओढला पाहिजे, तर काम कसं होणार नाही, या अडचणी कशा निर्माण होतील ह्याच्या दृष्टीने आपण जास्तीत जास्त प्रयत्न करत असतो. तर ते होऊ नये, त्याला पूर्ण ती ॲटॉनॉमी मिळावी, त्याचं जे फायनान्स आहे ते ती कंपनीच बघेल. आणि इंटरनली या सगळ्या गोष्टी, आमच्याकडे परचेस कमिटी साधारण 4 महिन्यातनं एकदा होते, तर 4 महिने काही प्रोक्युअर करायचं म्हणून थांबेल का तो, तसं न होता त्याला जी गरज आहे त्या काळात त्या वेळेला ते मिळणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि त्या दृष्टीनं मला असं वाटतं की असं सेपरेट इनोव्हेशन सेंटर, इन्क्युबेशन सेंटर असणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. नाही तर लोक विचारतील इकडं सगळं चाललं आहे आणि ह्याच्या आणि काय नवीन कशाला काय गरज आहे वगैरे, तर त्याची गरज आहे. कारण हा विद्यार्थी जो आहे हा थोडासा इतरांपेक्षा वेगळा आहे आणि त्याला ती वेगळी ट्रीटमेंट, त्याला ती ॲटॉनॉमी, त्याला ती फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी, त्याला ते स्वातंत्र्य, मुक्त संचार करण्याचं ते त्याला मिळालं पाहिजे. आणि त्या दृष्टीनं मला असं वाटतं की आज या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरची अत्यंत गरज निर्माण झाली. आणि आत्मनिर्भर म्हणजे काय की जे काही आपण आत्तापर्यंत सगळे जे व्हेंटिलेटर येत होते परदेशातून येत होते, जेव्हा टाळेबंदी झाली तेव्हा संपूर्ण विमानसेवा थांबलेली आहे, तुम्ही बाहेरनं पैसे असूनसुद्धा आणू शकणार नाही काही, तर त्यावेळेला तुम्हीच ते बनवलं पाहिजे. आणि ती संकल्पना घेऊन कदाचित पुढे आपला विषय सुरू झाला की आत्मनिर्भर होणं, सेल्फ रिलायन होणं, स्वयंपूर्ण होणं, स्वतःच्या पायावर उभं राहणं. आणि ही स्वतःवर पायावर उभं राहण्याची शक्ती आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये 100% आहे. आणि त्यांना जर योग्य मार्गदर्शन आणि योग्य अशा प्रकारचं जर या सेलच्या माध्यमातून तशा प्रकारचं मार्गदर्शन आणि त्याच्या प्रकारचं सपोर्ट सिस्टीम जर मिळाली तर मला असं वाटतं की निश्चितपणे अनेक उद्योजक या फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजच्या इन्क्युबेशन सेंटर निर्माण होतील याची मला 100% खात्री आहे. हे पुण्याच्या विद्यापीठाच्या कॅम्पसवरून मी पाहिलेलं आहे. आज 40 स्टार्टअप तिथे काम करत आहेत. आणि 3 वर्षापूर्वी अटल रँकिंग जे होतं ARI म्हणून ज्याला म्हटलं होतं की नॅशनल रँकिंगमध्ये आम्ही उतरलो नव्हतो. त्यावेळेला त्या आमच्या ज्या मॅडम ज्या बघतात त्यांना म्हटलं थांबा थोडं आपण मॅच्युअर होऊन दे, सगळ्याच प्रत्येक वेळेला स्पर्धेत उतरायची गरज नाही. आणि 3 वर्षानंतर जेव्हा आपण त्याच्यामध्ये उतरलो तेव्हा माझ्या पहिल्या 10 विद्यापीठामध्ये बाकीची सगळी 9च्या 9 टेक्निकल युनिव्हर्सिटीज होती. केवळ एकमेव पुणे विद्यापीठ हे ट्रॅडिशनल नॉलेज देणारी युनिव्हर्सिटी होती. आपण 8व्या नंबरवर आलो. त्यामुळे होत नाही वगैरे असं नाही आहे, हे होऊ शकतं. आणि त्यासाठी योग्य मार्गदर्शन, योग्य असा प्लॅटफॉर्म त्यांना देणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि तो आज तुम्ही त्यांना दिलेला आहे. विशेषतः विद्यार्थ्यांना माझं आव्हान आहे की आपण ज्या साधारणपणे ह्याच्यात अडकलेलं असतं की डिग्रीनंतर नोकरी, तर नोकरी न करता स्वतः उद्योजक बनण्याची स्वप्न बाळगा. त्याच्यासाठी या सेंटरचा चांगला फायदा घ्या. आणि त्याच्या माध्यमातून उद्योजक जेव्हा व्हाल तेव्हा अशा अनेक 100 लोकांना तुम्ही नोकरी देऊ शकाल. आणि त्याच्या दृष्टीनं आपण स्वयंपूर्ण होण्याच्या दृष्टीनं स्वप्न ठेवा. आणि ती स्वप्न पूर्ती करण्याच्या दृष्टीनं हे इन्क्युबेशन सेंटर तुम्हाला मदत करेल याची ग्वाही फर्ग्युसन कॉलेजच्या मार्फत मी तुम्हाला देतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद सर. इन्क्युबेशन सेंटरची आवश्यकता का आहे तुम्ही खूप छान आम्हाला मार्गदर्शन केलं. आणि ह्या निमित्ताने पुणे विद्यापीठाचं कोविड काळातलं योगदान काय आहे हे आमच्यासमोर आलं. खूप खूप धन्यवाद. I now request my colleague Dr. Giribala Devasthali to come to the stage for introducing our guest of honor, Dr. Sushma Keskar.
Namaskar. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest of honor for today, Dr. Sushma Keskar. Dr. Sushma Keskar has been working in academics for the last 42 years. She retired as principal of SNDT Arts and Commerce College for Women, Pune, in December 2012. Since her retirement in 2012, Dr. Keskar has been working as a professional counselor for marital and family counseling. She is the president of Association of Marital Counselors, Pune. Dr. Keskar has done MCom from Bruhan Maharashtra College of Commerce, Pune, and MA in Counseling Psychology. She has been university topper at the Master of Management Science examination in June 1998. Dr. Keskar holds a PhD in Management from University of Pune. She was a recipient of Open Merit Scholarship throughout the undergraduate studies, National Scholarship for Postgraduate Studies, and Junior Research Fellowship of the University Grants Commission for Doctoral Studies. Dr. Keskar has vast teaching experience at undergraduate and at postgraduate level. She was a member of various committees of the SNDT Women's University Mumbai and the then University of Pune. She was awarded SNDT Women's University's Dr. H.V. Inamdar Best Teacher Prize for bringing laurels to the university in 1998. Dr. Keskar is a recognized research guide in commerce and management at SNDT Women's University Mumbai and Bharati Vidyapeeth Pune. So far, 10 scholars have been awarded PhD under her able guidance. She has refereed and continues to referee PhD theses of candidates from various universities. Dr. Keskar has been visiting faculty at various management institutes in Pune in the subject of marketing. She has delivered lectures at refresher and orientation courses sponsored by UGC at the then University of Pune and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Dr. Keskar has conducted management development programs in the areas of team building and marketing for commercial establishments and NGOs. She is associated with many educational and charitable organizations in the capacity of member of governing body or managing committee such as Adarsh Shikshan Mandali Pune and Maharashtra Girls Education Society Huzurpaga Pune. She is a member of Mahila Dakshata Samiti of Pune Police and a member of Internal Complaints Committee of various private sector companies, nationalized banks including Bank of Maharashtra and National Educational and Research Institutes. She has to her credit 5 textbooks, 1 book on career guidance, and also a literary contribution in the form of a collection of poems in Marathi. Articles authored by her have been published in leading newspapers, magazines, and journals. Dr. Keskar has translated in Marathi a world-renowned classic authored by the legendary management expert Dr. C.K. Prahlad titled Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. Also, Dr. Keskar has authored and participated in various programs including talk shows on subjects of women empowerment on All India Radio. Dr. Keskar is chairperson of Shejwakar Education Society and also chairperson of Pune Divisional Productivity Council. Dr. Keskar is daughter of late Dr. P.C. Shejwakar, founder director of IMDR, after whom this Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center is named. Ma'am, it's indeed a privilege and honor to have such a multifaceted personality with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Giribala. Yeah, as she said, Dr. P.C. Shejwakar was founder director of IMDR. IMDR, which is a pioneer institute in management education in Pune, found its glory from his ideas and directions. Knowing more about Dr. P.C. Shejwakar and his great work would definitely be motivating experience for all of us. I now request Dr. Keskar to share her memories of late Dr. P.C. Shejwakar.
Friends, usually I like to go extempore, but since this is a time-bound program and I have many things to tell you, so I have decided to read out whatever I am feeling. Honorable dignitaries on the dais and respected audience online as well as offline. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers of this program for giving me an opportunity to come here and have a dialogue with you. Also, I must thank Dr. Sharadji Kunte, Chairman, DESI Society, Shri Mahesh Athavale, Vice Chairman, and Shri Dhananjay Kulkarni, Secretary, DESI Society, Dr. Pardeshi, Principal, Ferguson College, and Dr. Shikha Jain, Director, IMDR, and all the members and members of Council and GB of Deccan Education Society for their initiative and support to set up this incubator and Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. This kind of center is the need of the time when our country wants to encourage our younger generation to set up their startups under Startup India and Make in India programs. Naming the center after my father, the late Dr. P.C.Shejwakar, shows the lifelong commitment and deep relationship which my father had with the DE Society, and the mutual love and respect that DE Society has for him. This was an apt decision of the society, as my father was an innovative entrepreneur all his life, right from the childhood. Born in a lower middle class joint family in the suburbs of Mumbai, when Baba finished his SSC exam, his family expected him to take up some job so that he would contribute to the family expenses. But he wanted to make a career in higher education. He had decided that. So he did not budge and did everything he had to, right from teaching in a night school, selling supari and incense sticks in local trains of Mumbai, and writing accounts of small retail shops to pay for his college expenses, college fees, and family expenses also, to make the ends meet. IMDR was his brainchild, his dream project, and the rest is the history that all of us know. Setting up an autonomous management institution free from the rigidity of university setup, using his vast network of industry stalwarts, bringing them to the classroom of his MBA students to share their practical experiences was his, I think, it was his unique contribution to the field of management education. No one had done this before, no one had thought about this before. Baba was always curious about new things and new technologies that came up. Even at the ripe age of 92, his curiosity about the world was very much alive. He would read about, say, blockchain or cryptocurrency, somewhere he would read about them, and then he would want to learn more from his son on video call. He would ask questions and questions to him. He believed in my children more than me or himself. He was always curious about the world, and his curiosity fueled the entrepreneurial spirit in him. As a father, he was very strict. Yes, I must tell you, he was very strict and very loving at the same time. He was even more loving as a grandfather. All of us know that. Huh? We experienced this.
His grandson is present.
Yeah. My daughter and my son, both of them are present here. He loved IMDR as he loved his children. He was always careful about saving electricity and water in IMDR. My mother, she is also here. She tells me that many times he went to the building of IMDR at night to see that all lights and fans in the classrooms were off. I have so many fond memories about IMDR. So whenever I enter Ferguson College campus, I am really overwhelmed. My entire family is here, and on behalf of all of us, I want to tell you that we are delighted and grateful to the DE Society for this novel initiative in the name of my father. I am sure that like all other projects of DE Society, this center will definitely flourish and will be a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Keskar, for those fond memories. I now request Dr. Samir Tirdalkar to come to the stage for introducing our guest of honor, Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma.
Good evening, Namaskar. I am very delighted to introduce Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma, who happens to be the alumnus of Department of Physics, Ferguson College. His biggest introduction, before I briefly read out his CV, is that you go to Google and you type father of supercapacitors. His name and his photograph appears, and you will get the entire history of his research. So, such a great personality we are having today. He is Chairman and Managing Director of Spell Technologies Private Limited, Pune. He is WC member at Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. He is industry partner in Center of Excellence in Rechargeable Battery Technology at CIMET Pune, Center of Excellence for Additive Material under METI at CIMET Pune. He has been working in the field of energy storage, capacitor manufacturing field since 1986, and is brainchild, I should say, behind India's first and only capacitor manufacturing facility. His working area happens to be products in capacitors, supercapacitors, hybrid supercapacitors, lithium-ion batteries, sodium-ion batteries, aluminum ion batteries, integration support, system support in PF correction, harmonic mitigation, renewable energy, electric mobility. He also works in making of materials like activated carbon, enzene, graphene, and active material for batteries. Electronics like system integration, BMS, PMS, etc. He also works in special purpose machine development for capacitors, supercapacitors, and ion batteries. His achievements are a lot, out of which I will read out a few. Developed India's first ultra-low ESR plastic film capacitor in the year 2010. India's first activated carbon capacitor in 2012. India's first RGO-based high-performance supercapacitor in 2019. India's first lithium-ion hybrid supercapacitor in 2020. With CIMET Pune, he has also developed India's first indigenous scalable lithium-ion battery. He developed complete... We also had a glimpse of his two-wheeler which he has developed by using, which is supercapacitor-based electric vehicle. He also developed complete indigenous supercapacitor-based electric SUV. Coming to the laurels and awards which he has achieved: Vijay Shri Award, Rashtriya Udyog Ratna Award, Times Quality Brand Award, Entrepreneur of the Year Award, India's 5000 Best Meme Award, India's Achievers Award for Quality Excellence, Achievers World Leadership Award, Moscow, Rashtriya Nirman Ratna Award, Scotch Order of Merit Award, then MSME Excellence Award, National Innovation Leadership Award. He is a fellow of Maharashtra Academy of Sciences, Iconic Brand of Year 2021, IAF Atmanirbhar Bharat Award 2021. Sir, I lost my breath. He is also associated with, he is a permanent member rather of Indian Science Congress, fellow of Maharashtra Academy of Sciences. He also works for National Mission for Electric Mobility, which is the need of the hour, which is the need of the world today. He has also worked on mission innovation with DBT, DST, high stakeholder. He also works as an expert panel member for second level evaluation at DST for IC and MAP. He also works for TFAC, DST in energy storage. He has been a member. Then he also works on board of studies for 11 different educational institutes and universities, which is quite remarkable. So he also has time for giving his academic expertise. He is also working in syllabus committees of 4 autonomous government universities. He is an academic auditor of one of the eminent national autonomous institute. He is an industrial collaborator for DST research projects for 12 government research institutes and 11 government private eminent educational autonomous institutes. He also has affiliations for energy storage applications, integration, cooperation for EVs and stationary. Those are 8. So he is involved with 8 corporates, 2 public sector undertakings, 3 government sectors. He also has time as a PhD Viva examiner. That's remarkable. He also works in foreign joint cooperation, 1 in Russia and 2 in US. And he also has been an invited speaker on several national and international workshops and seminars. Sir, I welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tirdharkar. I now request Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma to share his experience as an alumnus of Ferguson College. Sir, you are expert in energy storage, but do release some energy today and kindly share your journey from being an alumnus of this institute to become a successful entrepreneur.
Thank you so much, and it is honor and pleasure to be over here. My journey had started from here only, and from this dais, I wish you all good evening, honorable members, honorable Vice Chancellor Pune University, Deccan Education Society Vice President, President, Secretary, and always supporting dear principal. Thank you so much. And basically, this is a very good occasion. I will tell you one thing. Officially, Ferguson College is declaring incubation center this thing. But trust me, that incubation center was always there in Ferguson College. How it was there? It was in different form. I remember all this affinity, this passion is by virtue of the exhibition, science exhibition, which was very well renowned. Of course, now also it is renowned. And in our childhood, we used to come to the college to attend the science exhibition without knowing one day I will be part of that exhibition. And also I am thankful to Almighty God. 40 years down the line, I used to be sitting in front of the audience, in the part of audience in amphitheater, which was a 3-story building. Now it is 2, 1 plus 1, it was 1 plus 3. So anyway, down the line, the memory, and we are into capacitor manufacturing. Capacitor was taught to us by a college. I remember my professor, Wagh sir, Puntambekar sir, he just left us, and Dr. Khedkar sir, and many of our professors. Now, coming on to this part, it was a science exhibition which laid a foundation for my entrepreneurship. Because you have to do something different. I would tell all the students, you don't have to be extraordinary. What you have to do is to do the things in extraordinary way. That's all. And normally, what we say, we want to become Atmanirbhar. We have a good talent, youngsters, and an enterprising spirit. What we need to do is to channelize that enterprising spirit. In the academic institute, we are taught and we are imparted with knowledge. And we are told, okay, now knowledge is power. But when we go to the real world, we realize power is knowledge. That is the pity of the system. Anyway, we are part of that. We have to overcome that. I will just take one liberty because I have just overcome from a long hospitalization. So I had suffered from dehydration. So I will take a liberty to have water in between. Yeah. Thank you so much. Because today I want to take a liberty with permission from a principal. And today is the inauguration of incubation. I want to start a warm-up exercise today only. Yeah. So, when we say incubation, it is something enterprising. We have to do some business with our ideas. Most of the students, most of the people I come across, they say, "Arey baba, आम्ही नाही करू शकत का? पैसे नाहीये." Wrong. Don't deprive yourself to put wings to your ideas by only saying you don't have money. I will give you a formula for that. Whatever you have to do, see, incubation center is not symbolic. It is a catalyst. And for the growth of the economy, for growth of yourself. So whatever has to be done, it has to be done by you. मलाच करायचं आहे, म्हणजे मीच करायचं आहे. मराठीतला मी आणि इंग्रजीतला मी एकच आहे. आणि आय विल टेक इट फॉरवर्ड. एंटरप्राइजिंग ऑर बिझनेस किंवा इन्क्युबेशनमध्ये पण मी आहे. त्या मी मध्ये 7M आहेत आणि 2 E आहेत. त्याच्यातला आता एक इन्क्युबेशनचं पण ॲड झालेलं आहे. हाऊ इट इज ॲडेड आय विल टेल यू दॅट. सी वेन पीपल से, वेन स्टुडंट्स से, आय कॅन डू एनी एंटरप्राइजिंग थिंग बिकॉज आय नीड मनी, आय डोंट हॅव मनी. नो, द फर्स्ट M इज मार्केट. सी तुमच्याकडे भरपूर पैसे असतील पण ज्या प्रॉडक्टला मार्केट नाही आहे, वेदर युल इन्व्हेस्ट ऑन दॅट? नो. सो द फर्स्ट M, रिमेंबर all the youngsters, the first M, whatever ideas you have in mind, whether market is there for that. The first M is a market. Second M, okay, market is there. You try to evaluate it. Second M, whether method is there. Method is being imparted to you in a disguise, in the right direction by the university, by the academic part. You need to understand that. And just try and explore. You will come to know method is there. That means technology is there. Great. 2 M झाले आपले. आता त्यानंतर त्यासाठी मटेरियल अवेलेबल आहे का? तुमच्या डोक्यात असेल हे मटेरियल आपल्याला हे प्रॉडक्ट बनवायचं आहे, आपण त्याचं मेथड पण आहे पण त्याचं मटेरियल नाही आहे. To explore whether material is there. Okay, material is there. Then explore whether machines are there. आत्तापर्यंत आपण 4M केलेले आहेत, पैशाचा नंबर आलेला नाही आहे, मनी. ओके, सो वेदर मशीन्स आर देअर. ओके, मशीन्स आर देअर. नाव त्यात मशीन्सला ऑपरेट करायला मॅनपॉवर आहे का? हे मॅनपॉवर युनिव्हर्सिटी चर्न आउट करते. आताची परिस्थिती काय झाली की एव्हरी मॉर्निंग यू गेट अप अँड समथिंग न्यू टेक्नॉलॉजी इज देअर. Universities and academic people, they are trying hard to cope up with that. Okay, but still there is a lag. Okay, anyway, we'll come on to the lag. That is a different topic altogether. So you already have 5 M's in order. ज्यावेळेस तुमच्याकडे हे 5 M असतील ना, 6वा M मनी उभे करायला काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही आहे. दॅट इज द. And once you have this 6th M in order, it is you have to do the management to keep all the things intact. Here झाले 7M. मी मधला 7M. And then comes E. What is E? E is environment. What is environment? Environment by the government. Like you now look at the things, electric mobility चा environment चालला आहे, energy storage चा चालला आहे, that is the environment. Usually I used to call it E as electric also, because at that time we were suffering from electric shortage. So basically अरे हे सर्व आहे, E नसलं तर काय करणार? Anyway, so you have that environment. To channelize that environment, you have incubation center to support you. So incubation center is also an environment to promote you people, to promote your ideas. The other E is very important. It is ethics. You need to follow your mind, your ethics. So this is what I want to convey the future enterprising people. We want to make India Atmanirbhar, and we don't want to now opt for a job somewhere and make those countries Atmanirbhar. Okay? So let's work it for ourselves, and let's participate in that mission called Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-development, and let's move forward towards making India a trillion economy, which is our vision. Thank you so much.
थँक्यू सर. बिझनेस सुरू करायला पैसे लागतात हा जो सगळा कॉमन समज आहे हा तुम्ही दूर केलात. गैरसमज आहे हा आज असं कळलं, त्याच्यामुळे खूप उत्साह आला आहे. I now request my colleague Dr. Tushar Deshmukh to come to the stage for introducing our guest of honor, Dr. G.P. Singh.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to introduce Dr. Girish Pal Singh, who is associated with the Lupin Research Park, Pune, since 2001. Sir got more than 20 years of experience in research and development, business development, strategic sourcing, and planning. In the last more than 20 years, Sir concerned with the overseas global research in different fields like API research and development, bio research and development, and others. With the overall responsibility of a product development to commercial launch, he was taking care of each and everything. Sir is responsible for more than 200 drug master files and inventor of 500 patents and patent applications. He contributed to more than 50 research publications in various reputed international journals and 5 PhD dissertations. Prior to joining Lupin in 2001, assumed research roles in Ranbaxy laboratories, and where he was providing full technical support to generic research. He has completed his graduation from IIT Kanpur. He also completed his PhD in organic chemistry from the same. He completed his postdoctoral fellow at École Polytechnique and CNRS, France. We are happy to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all, honorary members. There is a disclaimer, I like to be excused, speak in English or Hindi, like to be excused. Now, I was thinking, before, I got invitation from Principal Sir, Nandini, I was just thinking, why Ferguson College selected me as a, is a guest of honor. And I was just thinking, is it the proud moment for me or is the proudest moment for me? Now, my fortune is I have been surrounded by extraordinary people, people like here. They are great physicists, next to me on my right, and the educationalists, and people like you. And upstairs, I could see when I joined here, it was full. Perhaps it's a time, many people left. I tell you, you are our hope, you are our glory, and you are glory and hope of Ferguson College. You are the hope and glory of this country. Now, before I move on, I don't have any awards, okay? You heard, series of awards. I did science, I did business for the company where I work. You are my award. And I really feel privileged and honored to be here. The entire Deccan Education Society, I congratulate. And Dr. P.C.Shejwakar, I could get the help of Google yesterday. I spent 15 minutes. He was a great human being. I tell you, this incubation center, when you talk about our country, when I was a student at IIT Kanpur in early 80s, I am talking about 1981, 82, when I entered for doctorate, I never heard a word of startup. Even 20 years later, I never heard the word of startup. And look at, you heard our colleague, you heard Honorable Vice Chancellor, you heard, this is the area high demand. I salute, I congratulate, and Dr. Shejwakar, the kind of noble cause for this society. And you look at, Atmanirbhar, I will not get into the details of that, but I am talking about some fundamentals of the society. I am talking about some fundamentals of the chemistry. I have been associated with the chemistry last 35 years, and I am continuing doing that. I don't know whether I have done anything for the society, but gentleman has done a great job for the society. I just congratulate, this is a great thing. And now when you talk about the Atmanirbhar, you talk about China, our neighboring countries, you talk about, the bigger economy than us is the Brazil. I am not trying to tell you that what this country has done, but I'll tell you, we have a great talent. The bridging between the education, in most of the students, you carry a lot of things from here, that is the knowledge. But what you don't carry from this place is the courage to do fundamentals, courage to do the business. You heard Dr. Sharma, you heard Honorary Vice Chancellors, you heard many other dignitaries. That is something no one will teach you. That is something you will do. Society expects service, the services from you. My message is going to be a very simple, crisp, I don't say much, But for the students, for the teachers, I repeat, I have been surrounded, even today I am surrounded by extraordinary people, talented people like you. I salute you. With that, I just cut short. I won't take more than, though I have been allotted 10 minutes, I won't take much. But all the best, and I am sure this encouragement and the support, this will definitely flourish for the entrepreneurs like, many of you. I'm like you, I was like you, 30, 40 years ago. But I'm sure, I congratulations, best wishes for this incubation center. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. As I mentioned initially, 4 pillars make incubation center strong. Just now we listened to third pillar, who is an industry expert. Now let's move on to the 4th pillar. Enterprising students are creative individuals regardless of what kind of education they are pursuing. Deccan Education Society is proud to have some of such potential entrepreneurs. I request my colleague Monika Joshi to come to the stage and give us the details.
Thank you, sir. Of the many talented young minds studying in various units of Deccan Education Society, I would like to mention the achievements of a few. To begin with, we have Mr. Yash Devi, currently studying in Standard 10th, from Datar Shendure English Medium School, Satara. His project, Anti-Sleep Module for Students and Late Night Workers, has achieved district level award worth Rs 10,000 under the Inspire scheme of DST, Government of India. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Nitin Karmalkar, to please felicitate Yash. I would also request his mentor and his parents to accompany him on stage. Yeah. We have his parents and his mentors with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Yash. Next, we have Mr. Rakshit Iyengar from Hindustan Antibiotic School, Pimpri. His project, Car Fuel Tank Leakage Indicator, has won Inspire Award, Rs 10,000 from DST Government of India at a national level. Rakshit could not join us today. I request his mentors, Havinal sir and Shweta ma'am, to please accept the token of appreciation. I request Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma, Managing Director, Spell Technologies Private Limited, to please felicitate Havinal sir and Shweta ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have Mr. Pranav Chopdekar, again from Hindustan Antibiotic School, Pimpri. His project, Weight and Alert Indicator Trolley of Cylinder, a smart trolley, has won 3rd prize at Taluka level science exhibition. Pranav is trying to apply for a patent for his product. I request Dr. G.P. Singh, Senior Vice President, Lupin Pharmaceuticals, Pune, to felicitate Pranav. Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pranav. Moving ahead, we have Mr. Shreyas Pathak, again from Hindustan Antibiotic School, Pimpri, who has won State Level Inspire Award worth Rs 10,000 from DST Government of India. His project, Standby Rear Wheel for Two-Wheeler Motor Vehicle. A patent has been registered for his product and it is in second stage of scrutiny. I request Dr. Sushma Keskar, I request Dr. Sushma Keskar to please felicitate Shreyas. His parents and mentors are accompanying him. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shreyas. Coming to the end of the list, we have a young entrepreneur, Mr. Jay Aherkar, a student of Ferguson College, Junior College Wing. He is the co-founder of SAF Water, an artificial intelligence IoT-based open source hardware software solution. He and his team are recipients of the Global Prize of IBM for Code 2021. They have built this AI IoT platform that monitors and communicates the quality of groundwater at regular intervals and also suggests purification methods to the users. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has specially acknowledged their work in his Mann Ki Baat. I request Dr. Sharad Kunte, Chairman, Council and GBDES, to please felicitate Jay. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jay. I hand over the podium to Dr. Sanket Tembe.
Thank you, Monica. Now we will have audio-visual presentations. For that, I request all dignitaries to please be seated in the first row.
Having an idea is sacred. It's a gift accorded to humans alone.
Lights. Switch on the lights. Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, guests of honor for today's inaugural ceremony, Mrs. Shejwakar, dignitaries and office bearers from the Deccan Education Society, valued alumni and guests who have joined online and in person, heads of units of Deccan Education Society, my faculty colleagues, and budding entrepreneurs, innovators, and out-of-the-box thinkers sitting in the audience today. Warm greetings to all of you. I'm privileged to present to you our commitment of the on-campus incubator of today and the promise of a well-equipped startup ecosystem of our tomorrow. I would like to begin with a short video on our facility. Can we have the AV, please?
Having an idea is sacred. It's a gift accorded to humans alone. Innovation is the basis on which edifice of human civilization stands. Innovation is thus important, but so is incubation. Idea without nurturing is like a seed blown away by wind. Single seed can be a source of abundant wealth. Well, if nurtured with efforts and provided the right infrastructure. Incubating idea is thus ensuring wealth. Deccan Education Society's Ferguson College with IMDR is proud to announce such an establishment, a place for collaboration between scholarly industrialists and industrious scholars. Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. We represent Confluence, the glorious academia and resources built for more than a century, and the physical environment conducive for entrepreneurial exploration. This nurturing consists of entrepreneurship as well as mentoring. In fact, this center has something very special to offer. Collective wisdom of all departments of Ferguson as well as IMDR. It's a sincere call to all aspirants to work with us. We pledge to provide an ideation lab as well as professional service, funding as well as industrial interactivity, and access to entire ecosystem. We propose to create substantial assets in terms of human resource. We appeal not just to students but to all like-minded people to let us work together to create a substantial environment, to create wealth, to offer something exceptional to our next generations. Let us transform our future.
Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation has been conceived as a nursery for aspiring entrepreneurs to shape their thought process, build their teams, test their ideas, and facilitate connections that speed innovative ideas from concept to reality. Shubhangi and Nikhil want to manufacture 3D printed prosthetics as external artificial body parts and bioprinted organs. They believe traditional prosthetics are costly and not that much easy to handle, but 3D printed prosthetics are easy to handle as they are less in weight and are cheaper than traditional ones. Bhupen observes that in the summer season, the groundwater level goes down, and on the ground, we see cracks and dryness. In the rainy season, there are waterlogs on roads, which spread diseases. To solve these problems, his solution is permeable concrete. In recent years, drivers' fatigue has been one of the main causes of countless mishaps on the roads. In particular, heavy cargo trucks and high-speed bus accidents that occur during driving in the middle of the night have emerged as serious social problems. Rituja has designed an IoT-based system capable of recognizing whether the driver is drunk or tired using thermal imaging and integrating the alcohol sensor with microcontroller. Gaurav is set out to build a unique preschool. He believes with advancements in science and technology and in AI, the necessity to nurture emotional intelligence, imagination, creativity, and intuition in our children is more than ever. His idea does just that. Saili saw us struggling with document verification of students during pandemic and has come out with the concept of a student digital locker using blockchain technology. Sanika finds that young adults of today want a partner who can be their friend and companion, but lack of clarity and online dating culture is making this process more superficial. We couldn't have agreed more. She has found a business opportunity here. Her tool, called Forever Love, will empower these young adults to understand and maintain long-term healthy relationships. Atharv has come out with FinBase, which brings all the tools and resources required for personal finance in a single place. Abdul has developed an AI web-based application which can help detect cancer and other human ailments. His tool has the potential to serve as an AI assistant in diagnosing various cancers along with several other ailments using images and other forms of data. Powered by machine and deep learning techniques, along with good quality clinical data, his idea can play a critical role to deal with early diagnosis of highly complex diseases. Krish's business idea proposes to make street food more accessible than ever before. Empowered with this tool, you will spend less time in making decisions about where to eat and what to eat, while also being well informed about hygiene and quality aspects. In today's smart world, Shruti has come up with the concept of the smart blind stick. Equipped with sensitivity to all kinds of obstruction, this product is a valuable support to blind people at an unimaginably low cost. She is planning to develop it further for GPS enablement to message location details in case of a problem. Our list is long. These and many other ideas are taking birth on our campus. Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation facilitates these through education, professional services, mentorship, workspaces, and access to resources. Our purpose is to support ideas to take shape and survive the early stages of business through a safe space for experiment and risk navigation. We invite you to associate and partner with us as idea owners, mentors, trainers, and investors. Inspired by the DES philosophy, our center is shaping as a porous campus where every one of you can find a role that fits with your sense of doing your bit towards entrepreneurship development and take our nation's growth story forward. You have an idea, this could be your test bed. You are an aspiring entrepreneur, you may find talented teammates. As a mentor and trainer, you may create a difference and be a part of project's journey from laboratory to the business world. We inherit from Deccan Education Society, number one, a knowledge repository of pure and applied sciences, traditional and information technology, law and institutions, humanities, business studies and commerce, and management science with specialization in all business domains. Two, access to 20,000 undergraduate and postgraduate students. 3, a community built over 137 years. 4, location in the heart of Pune city with key geographical linkages to peripheral support industry and service providers. And 5, a dedicated team of young faculty from the Ferguson College and IMDR committed to the center. Reach us or help us reach you. Your presence today at this inaugural event motivates us. Your support to our initiatives will be valuable in going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Shikha ma'am. We will now have video messages from our well-wishers.
Inauguration of Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the Ferguson College in Pune. I'm really happy to be a part of this occasion, though virtually. I would have been delighted to be there in person, but unfortunately I couldn't travel, and I would have been, but I would definitely love to come there in future to see the Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation in person. I bring to all of you greetings from Bairak. Today's world, innovation plays a very critical role in not only bringing out affordable solutions to our country, but also generating jobs, enabling students, academics to really take affordable products for commercial use. And we have seen in last 2 years during the pandemic times how in March 2020 we were really dependent on PPE kits, thermal sensors, oxygen, pulse oximeters, ventilators, and now we are exporting them globally. The biggest example of innovation in our country is the vaccine, the diagnostic kits, which has been developed in our country. Now we are supplying it globally. Our country has shown the way how the innovation-led enterprise can really address this pandemic in an excellent way. And thanks to the global, to the leadership in our country, led by the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Science and Technology Minister, the leadership at the various science ministries have really catalyzed the innovation ecosystem to take proof of concept to market. I think that has really built the innovation ecosystem in this country. I am delighted that the P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation will be a step forward to take the innovation ecosystem, especially in the students community, to the next level. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Greetings to the Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor Professor Nitin Kamalkar, and all the dignitaries and invitees present for the inauguration of the Deccan Education Society Incubator. My hearty congratulations goes out to all who have conceptualized and incepted this incubator. In my view, this is a great move for an institution like Ferguson. The students that come out after graduation and post-graduation often do not have the entrepreneurial spirit. And this by far is going to be a differentiator for all the students that would possibly graduate from Ferguson and going through such an incubator. So I believe this is a great move, and I certainly hope that this incubator really flourishes in the coming years. I remember having met Dr. Nandini Kotharkar about 8 years back when I was working at Pune at Lupin during that time. And she had floated this idea, I remember very well, that such an incubator would really be helpful to the students. And it has taken about 8 years for this dream to mature. It does take time for something like this to be set up, but I only hope that this incubator will flourish. We'll see a lot of innovation coming through from the students, and I'm sure there will be guides who will be able to support such students to come up with their ideas and come out with something very useful. This is something which is very much needed in universities, and I really hope that this will pave a great beginning for Ferguson. All the very best to all the people who have been supporting this, and to the students that will roll out from this institution. Good luck.
Now we will have now video presentations of school children. First is Shreyas Pathak from HS School Pimpri.
Namaskaram. Myself, Shreyas Arun Patak. I am a student of Hindustan Antibiotic School. I have passed my 10th from Hindustan Antibiotic School and now I am doing diploma from Government Polytechnic Pune in course of Mechanical Engineering. Today I am going to tell you about my project which name is Stand-by Rear Wheel for Two-Wheeler Motorcycle. Whenever our motorcycle gets punctured, there is necessity to push our vehicle till garage. And when we take our vehicle till garage, we get understand that instead of one puncture, there are more than one punctures. And there gets necessity to change a tube. That means instead of curing one puncture, through solution, we change whole tube. So happens that is, we give 300 rupees instead of 20 rupees. For avoiding this problem, I have made one solution. I have made one additional wheel called Stand-by Rear Wheel for two-wheeler motorcycle. This is standby wheel. This is adjusting rod. And these are two detachable keys. Through these two detachable keys, we are going to fix this wheel in this socket. Now we are going to fix this wheel in this socket with the help of these two nut bolts. So what we observe in this video is that when we take our motorcycle down from middle stand, all the weight of vehicle comes on the standby wheel and we will see that our motorcycle rear wheel is lying in air. Now we can easily take our motor vehicle to the garage without any extra force. By using this technique, we can save our time and this standby wheel will protect our wheel and avoid the damage of tube. It can also save our extra money. I have registered my patent of this project and now it is on second stage. I would like to thank our principal of Hindustan Antibiotic School, Mr. Eknath Burse sir, as he always supported me in this journey and praised me a lot for my future. Also, I would like to thank to our HOD of Science Department, Mrs. Shweta Naik ma'am and Mr. Havinar sir for always supporting me and guiding me in this journey. Because of my teachers and school, I have achieved success in this journey. Thank you.
Hello everyone.
Now we will have last video from Jay Ahirkar. He is Ferguson College Junior Wing student.
I am Jay Ahirkar, co-founder of TechExcel India Private Limited and also alumni of Ferguson College. So in this lockdown, along with my 4 friends and mentor Mr. Chintamani Shirodkar, we started a startup with the motto of bringing ideas into life. And we're working on some amazing products ever since, like Saafwater and Netra. Saafwater is basically an AIoT platform which effectively monitors and conveys water quality information not just to authorities but to common people as well. And we also predict seasonal anomalies. Given the importance of this startup, IBM has awarded us with prestigious Call for Code Global Challenge 2021 award, which has won $200,000. And we are also working on Netra. Netra is basically a wrist wearable device for the blind which will help with their movements. Our Saafwater product is currently in its early testing stage and we are testing our Saafwater product in the ground in field in Goa, and soon in the next 8 to 10 months we'll launch that commercially. And Netra product is in last testing phase and we'll also launch that in next 2-3 months. So we are doing this since last 1.5 years, and we are also working on some amazing products in the domain of smart mobility and agri-tech, and we are more than excited to work upon such solutions and bring solve the problem in the community through tech. Thank you so much.
I now request Dr. Sharad Kunte, Chairman, Governing Body and Council, Deccan Education Society, to give vision note on Business Incubator.
नमस्कार. या कार्यक्रमासंबंधात माझ्या जुन्या काही प्राध्यापक मित्रांशी माझी जरा चर्चा झाली आणि आश्चर्य असं की त्यातल्या अनेकांनी फार निगेटिव्ह नकारात्मक सूर लावला होता की नाही, हे तुम्ही नावापुरतं करा सुरू, असं काही इनोव्हेशन वगैरे होत नाही, असे काही उद्योगधंदे त्याच्यातून निर्माण होत नाहीत, होऊ शकत नाहीत. आणि त्याचं कारण त्यांनी धक्कादायक असं दिलं की आपल्या देशामध्ये PhDचे विद्यार्थी असतात, ते काही ना काही डेझर्टेशन सादर करतात, थेसिस सादर करतात, संशोधनच असतं ते. असे आपल्या देशात आजपर्यंत काही लाख डेझर्टेशन सादर झाले आहेत. त्याच्यातून किती उद्योग निर्माण झाले, त्याच्यातून आपल्या देशातल्या किती समस्या सुटल्या. असं काही होत नाही, कारण ते निर्माण करण्याची आपली मेंटॅलिटीच नाही, तयारीच नाही आपल्या देशातल्या कोणाची. धक्कादायक विधान पण करणारी माणसं, खूप अनुभवी चांगले प्राध्यापक, त्या विषयातले एक्सपर्ट्स, अशांचीही विधानं आहेत. दोन वेगवेगळ्या लेव्हल्सवरती त्याच्या संबंधात विचार केला पाहिजे. सगळ्यात पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे आपल्या भारतीय लोकांची असं काही चांगले शोध लावण्याची किंवा आपल्या समस्या सोडवण्याची क्षमताच नाही का? हे साफ खोटं आहे. मी ढिगाणी उदाहरणं देऊ शकतो अशी की आलेल्या देशापुढच्या समस्या आपल्या लोकांनी स्वतःच्या कर्तृत्वाने आणि अतिशय प्रभावीपणे सोडवलेल्या आहेत. 2-4 उदाहरणं देतो. भारताला स्वातंत्र्य मिळाल्यानंतर पहिले काही वर्ष आपण अन्नधान्याच्या बाबतीत स्वयंपूर्ण नव्हतो. आपल्याला अमेरिकेकडून गहू, मिलो आयात करायला लागायचा. मिलो हा प्रकार नवीन विद्यार्थ्यांना तर कोणाला माहिती असण्याची शक्यताच नाही, पाहायलाच नसेल त्यांनी कधी. परंतु अशा प्रकारचं धान्य की जे त्या काळात तिकडे फक्त ते गुरांनाच खाऊ घालत असतात अमेरिकेत, पण आपल्याकडे तुटवडा आहे, आपण मागणी केल्यानंतर ते आपल्याला माणसानं खाण्यासाठी म्हणून पाठवत होते. 1965 सालच्या युद्धाच्या वेळी अशी परिस्थिती आली की अमेरिकेने भारताला सांगितलं की तुम्ही युद्ध बंद करा, आहे या स्थितीत बंद करा. त्याचं कारण त्यांनी दिलेलं ते पॅटर्न टँक्स आणि सायबर जेट विमानं वगैरे भारतीय सैनिकांनी त्याचा धुवा उडवला. म्हणजे जगातली जी काही अजिंक्य शस्त्र मानली जात होती त्याचा कचरा केला आपल्या सैनिकांनी. आणि त्यामुळे त्यांना धास्ती अशी होती की आपली शस्त्रास्त्र विक्री मातीत जाणार, काही होणार नाही, म्हणून ताबडतोब युद्ध थांबवा अशी त्यांनी आपल्या पंतप्रधानांना दमदाटी केली. त्यांनी ऐकलं नाही. मग अमेरिकेने केलं काय की आपला अन्नधान्याचा पुरवठा थांबवला. त्यावेळी लालबहादूर शास्त्रींनी आपल्या सगळ्या नागरिकांना असं आवाहन केलं की आपण एक दिवस उपवास करूया, एक दिवस नाही जेवलं तर काही बिघडत नाही, पण आपण अशा परिस्थितीत वाकायचं नाही. सगळ्या देशांनी ते आदेश नाही म्हणायचं, कारण आवाहन पाळलं आणि त्या परिस्थितीमध्ये कोणासमोरही न वागता आपण ते युद्ध जिंकलं. त्याच्यानंतर धडा घेऊन डॉक्टर स्वामीनाथनसारखी कर्तृत्ववान माणसं पुढे आली आणि त्यांनी हरित क्रांती आपल्या देशात घडवून दाखवली. त्यावेळच्या दुप्पट लोकसंख्या आज आहे, परंतु या लोकसंख्येला पुरून उरेल एवढं अन्नधान्य आपण निर्यात करतो, जगभर निर्यातही करतो. आपल्याकडे क्षमता नाही का? उत्तम क्षमता आहे की आपल्या देशासमोरची समस्या सोडवण्यासाठी अशा प्रकारे चांगली सोल्युशन्स निर्माण करण्याची माणसं आहेत आपल्याकडे. आपल्या देशामध्ये कुपोषणाची समस्या फार गंभीर आहे. लहानपणापासून मुलांना जर योग्य आहारच मिळाला नाही तर कुपोषित बालक आहे, त्याच्यापासून कुपोषित नवजवान तयार होणार आहेत, काही अस्वाभाविक काही नाही. मग त्याच्याकरता सोपं सोल्युशन म्हणजे उत्तम पूर्णान्न काय, दूध. तर प्रत्येक मुलाला दूध मिळालं पाहिजे. दूध एवढं मिळायचं कुठून? त्यावेळी खेड्यामध्ये माणूस आपल्या घरातल्या 4 लोकांना जेमतेम दूध देण्या इतकी स्थिती होती. दुधाचं मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती व्यवसाय किंवा विक्री असेही विषय होत नव्हते. परंतु हा विषय पुढे आल्यानंतर डॉक्टर कुरियनसारखी माणसं पुढे आली आणि त्यांनी दुधाचं महापूर योजना चालवली आपल्या देशामध्ये. अमूलसारख्या सहकारी सोसायट्या सुरू केल्या, दूध उत्पादन केंद्र देशात अनेक ठिकाणी सुरू झाली की मोठ्या प्रमाणात दूध उत्पादन करून आपण कुपोषणाची समस्या नक्की संपवू शकतो. कर्तृत्ववान माणसं आपल्या देशात नाहीत का? म्हणजे आम्हाला अमुक एक शक्य नाही असं आपल्या लोकांनी कुठली गोष्ट ठेवली नाही शिल्लक. आपल्याला सुपर कॉम्प्युटर हवा होता संशोधनासाठी, अवकाश प्रक्षेपणासाठी, युद्धतंत्रासाठी सुद्धा, परंतु तो सुपर कॉम्प्युटर द्यायला अमेरिकेने नकार दिला, बाकीच्या आपल्या मित्र देशांनी नकार दिला. आपल्याच पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये सीडॅक सेंटरमध्ये डॉक्टर विजय भटकरांच्या मार्गदर्शनाखाली परम नावाचा सुपर कॉम्प्युटर आपण तयार केला. त्याची एकापेक्षा एक ॲडव्हान्स व्हर्शन्स आता तयार होत गेली आता अमेरिकेकडे ज्या दर्जाचं सुपर कॉम्प्युटर आहे अतिशय वेगाने चालणारा, त्या दर्जाचे सुपर कॉम्प्युटर्स त्यांच्या निम्म्या खर्चामध्ये आपण उत्पादन करू शकतो आणि जगभर निर्यातही करतो. म्हणजे आपल्याला देणार नाही असं जे म्हणत होते, तर त्यांच्यापेक्षा कितीतरी अधिक चांगल्या क्षमतेचे आपण बनवू शकतो, करतो. भारताला इस्रोला विशेषतः आपली क्षेपणास्त्र पाठवण्यासाठी किंवा रॉकेट्सच्या मदतीने अवकाशामध्ये उपग्रह सोडण्यासाठी म्हणून काही क्रायोजेनिक इंजिन्सची गरज होती. ही क्रायोजेनिक इंजिन्स 2 आपण एक प्रयोगापुरती रशियाकडून घेतली होती. पण भारत या विषयात काही प्रगती करतो आहे म्हटल्यानंतर अमेरिकेने रशियालाही सांगितलं की तुम्ही देऊ नका, त्याचं तंत्रज्ञानही देऊ नका आणि इंजिनही देऊ नका. कोंडी करायचा प्रयत्न केला. कोंडी करायचा प्रयत्न केल्यानंतर कर्नाटकातल्या आपल्या महेंद्रगिरी लॅबोरेटरीमध्ये क्रायोजेनिक इंजिनचे प्रयोग यशस्वीपणे आपण पार पाडले आणि स्वबळावर क्रायोजेनिक इंजिन्स तयार करून आपण इतकी उत्तम दर्जाची रॉकेट्स क्षेपणास्त्र तयार केली. आज जगातल्या सगळ्या देशांचे उपग्रह आपण सोडू शकतो. आपण करून दाखवला तो विषय. अजून माझ्याकडे यादी मोठी आहे खूप, कारण त्या विषयातलाच या सायन्स या विषयातलाच असल्यामुळे नेमके वेगवेगळे अशा प्रकारच्या क्रायसिस आणि ते सोडवण्यासाठी आपल्या लोकांनी केलेली संशोधनाची कामं अशी खूप मोठी यादी मला देता येईल. फक्त राष्ट्रीय स्तरावर ते शक्य आहे का? असं नाही आहे. आत्ता जी आपण उदाहरणं पाहिली आपल्या हिंदुस्थान अँटीबायोटिक्ससारख्या शाळेमध्ये किंवा साताऱ्याच्या शाळेमध्ये असलेल्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी, लहान विद्यार्थी आहेत पण त्यांनी देशात म्हणजे आपल्या आजूबाजूला असलेल्या समस्या आयडेंटिफाय करून त्या सोडवण्यासाठी अतिशय उत्तम काम केलं आहे. क्षमता फार मोठ्या शास्त्रज्ञांतच असते असं नाही, लहान मुलांतही असते. किंबहुना तिथूनच खरी सुरुवात होते त्याची. त्यांचीच 10 प्रकार वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे विचार करण्याची क्षमता या लहान मुलांच्यातच अधिक असते. आणि असे कितीतरी विद्यार्थी, कितीतरी असे कल्पक व्यक्ती आपल्या आजूबाजूला दिसत आहेत. म्हणून मी ते माझ्या मित्रांना ठामपणाने सांगितलं की तुला जर विश्वास बसत नसेल तर आमच्या संस्थेत ये. आमच्या शाळेतल्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी असे इनोव्हेटिव्ह प्रोजेक्ट्स करून दाखवलेले आहेत की जे तुला जमणार नाहीत इतकी वर्ष शिकवलेल्या प्राध्यापकाला. ते प्रॅक्टिकली करून दाखवलं आहे. फक्त अशा कुठल्या तरी प्रयोगांना हात धरून जलद गतीने पुढे नेणारा किंवा त्याला लॉजिकल एंडपर्यंत नेऊन उद्योगाच्या क्षमतेपर्यंत नेऊन नेणारा असा एखादा हात असावा लागतो, असं एखादं सेंटर असावं लागतं की जे आपण करतो आहोत. डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटी ही गेल्या 140 वर्षांमध्ये असं नाव कमवून आहे की समाजाची जी गरज असेल ती गरज भागवणारी संस्था म्हणजे डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटी. त्यावेळी जी गरज असेल ती. आज आपल्या देशाची गरज आहे की देशातली बेकारी हटवली पाहिजे. त्याच्याकरता प्रत्येक विद्यार्थी हा सेल्फ एम्प्लॉईड झाला पाहिजे, आत्मनिर्भर झाला पाहिजे प्रत्येक विद्यार्थी. लोकमान्य टिळक ज्यांनी आपली डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटी स्थापन केली त्यांनी स्वतः एका शैक्षणिक विषयासाठी दिलेल्या लेखामध्ये एक फार सुंदर वाक्य दिलं आहे की आपलं शिक्षण आत्मनिर्भर व्हायला पाहिजे आणि शिक्षणातून त्या व्यक्तीची आणि समाजाची आत्मनिर्भरता साधली पाहिजे. हे इनोव्हेशन आणि इन्क्युबेशन सेंटर म्हणजे आहे काय दुसरं? समाजाला आत्मनिर्भर बनवण्यासाठी म्हणून आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना दिशा देणं हेच काम आहे, बाकी काही काम नाही आहे वेगळं. आणि ही क्षमता आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांच्यामध्ये निर्माण करणं ही आजची समाजाची गरज आहे, काळाची गरज आहे. ती भागवण्यासाठी आम्ही एक यशस्वी पाऊल पुढे टाकतो आहोत. आत्तापर्यंत जेवढी पावलं डेक्कन एज्युकेशन सोसायटीने टाकली ती सर्व यशस्वी करून दाखवली आहेत. हेही पाऊल आपण निश्चितपणे यशस्वी करून दाखवू आणि समाजाची आपल्याकडून आज जी अपेक्षा आहे ती अपेक्षा पूर्ण करून दाखवू असा विश्वास व्यक्त करतो. आपल्या याचे जे कर्णधार आहेत या सगळ्या प्रक्रियेचे डॉक्टर परदेशी सर आणि शिखा जैन मॅडम त्यांच्या नेतृत्वाखाली हा प्रोजेक्ट 100% यशस्वी होणार आहे अशी खात्री देतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Dhananjay Kulkarni, Secretary, Deccan Education Society, to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, but now they are off the dais, are most valued invitees, teaching and non-teaching staff of various units of the Deccan Education Society, ladies and gentlemen, for the wonderful time we have all spent here together over a past 1.5 hours, which has been so enriching and enjoyable. It is my duty to express our gratitude and say thanks to all those people who have made this possible. At the very outset of this event of launch of Dr. P.C.Shejwakar Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, it gives me a great pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. Such an event cannot be put together without the involvement of many people. With a deep sense of honor, privilege, I express profound gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Nitin Karmalkar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule Pune University, for accepting our invitation and delivering a keynote address. We are humble and overwhelmed by his esteemed presence and articulated speech. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Sharad Kunte, Chairman of Council and Governing Body of Deccan Education Society, for his inspiring presence and sharing the vision of Business Incubator, which has been a moral booster and guideline for all of us. Thank you, sir. Deccan Education Society and Ferguson College are blessed with alumni who are very much renowned in their career. I thank Dr. Rajendra Kumar Sharma, Chairman and Managing Director, SPL Technologies Private Limited, an illustrious alumnus and guest of honor and multi-dimensional personality, for sharing his experience about the alma mater. We are sure that his experience will motivate every entrepreneur. Thank you, sir, for your gracious presence. We are indeed delighted to have with us patent man, Dr. G.P. Singh, Senior Vice President Lupin Limited, for sharing his experience of the industries, which will be a guiding path for Incubation Center and entrepreneurs. Thank you very much, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Shri Mahesh Athole, Vice Chairman of the Governing Body and Council of Deccan Education Society, for expressing the vision of DS about entrepreneurship development on the background of DS philosophy. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Sushma Keskar for sharing cherishing memories of Dr. P.C.Shejwakar with us, which endorse his image as management guru. We owe our sincere gratitude to Mrs. Usha Shejwakar and the family member of Shejwakar and Keskar family for being a part of this event. We have received best wishes from Professor Unnat Pandit, who is Controller of Patents, Copyright and Trademark at Mumbai, Shri Rustam Modi, Senior Vice President and Head R&D at Sun Pharma, and Dr. Shri Shendu Mukherjee, Mission Director, Grand Challenges of India. With deep sense of respect, we thank them for their best wishes and the video messages to our center. It's a matter of pride for the Deccan Education Society that one student from Hindustan Antibiotic School has registered his patents, 3 students are recipient of Inspire Fellowship, and a student of 12th standard from Ferguson College, Jay Aherkar, is a co-founder of startup, and they are present for this function. We thank Yash Devi and his parents, then Pranav Chopadekar, Shreyans Patak and his parents, and Jay Aherkar for their presence, and wish them a grand success for their future endeavors. We offer our profuse thanks to the trustees, members of council, Prabandhak, Dr. Savita Kedkar of the Deccan Education Society for their presence, timely guidance and wholehearted support. I must acknowledge the support and constant monitoring by Dr. Ravindra Singh Pardeshi, Principal Ferguson College, Dr. Shikha Jain, Director IMDR, and Shrimati Swati Joglekar, Vice Principal of Ferguson College, which has been one of the prime reasons for the success of this program. I also avail the opportunity to thank heads of units of Deccan Education Society, teaching and non-teaching staffs of various units for gracing the occasion by their presence. Special thanks to Tarde Madam, the HM of Datar Shindure School, who all the way came from Satara to attend this program, and even Dr. Sangeeta Kale for attending this function. Thanks to Devdatta Upasani, Dr. Devdatta Upasani, Dr. Samir Tezalkar, and Dr. Tushar Deshmukh for for introducing our distinguished guests. It was a very exhaustive CV. I wish to extend our warm and kind appreciation to Shrimati Nandini Kotharkar and all other coordinators and staff members for their dedicated efforts and efficient arrangement made, without which these programs would not have been as successful as it has been. They deserve thanks and admiration for their incredible work put in. Hearty thanks to Shrimati Anuradha Wag for Saraswati Vandana, Shrimati Pradnya Mahajan, who is going to chant Pasaidan, and Dr. Sanket Tembe for comparing this event. I would like to extend my thanks to Shrimati Monika Joshi and student volunteers for hospitality. I also would like to express my thanks to the print and electronic media. Finally, thanks to all the distinguished members of the audience for their gracious presence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we are at the end of the program. I request Professor Pradnya Mahajan to sing Pasaidan. After Pasaidan, program will get over and guests, faculty members and student volunteers are requested to join for high tea outside the amphitheater. Mahajan ma'am.
विश्वात्मके देवे येणे वाग्यज्ञे तुषारे तुषो निमज द्यावे पसाय दान हे जे खळांची व्यंकटी सांडो तया सत्कर्मी रती वाढो भूता परस्परे पडो मैत्र जीवांचे दुरितांचे तिमिर जावो विश्वस्वधर्म सूर्ये पाहो जो जे वांछील तो ते लाहो प्राणी जात वर्षत सकळ मंगळी ईश्वर निष्ठांची मांदियाळी अनवरत भूमंडळी भेटतो भूता चला कल्पतरूंचे आरव चेतना चिंतामणींचे गाव बोलते जे अर्णव पियुषांचे चंद्रमेजे अलांछन मार्तंडजे तापहीन ते सर्वाही सदा सज्जन सोय रे होतु किंबहुना सर्वसुखी पूर्णोनी तिन्ही लोकी भजिजो आदिपुरुखी अखंडित आणि ग्रंथोपजीविये विशेषी लोकी दृष्टादृष्ट विजये होवावे जी येथ म्हणे श्री विश्वेश्वराव हा होईल दान पसावो येणे वरे ज्ञान देवो सुखिया झाला सुखिया झाला सुखिया झाला
त्याची लिंक